As many of you know, the SEGA Lounge is celebrating its 10th anniversary this year, and I figured, wouldn't it be fun to twist it around and put Casey, the host of the SEGA Lounge, in the interview seat? Well, we're doing that right now. I'm your host, Lime Reversed, and we are putting the limelight on a person that we want to celebrate. Welcome to Lime Time. I think Lime Time is taken. Welcome to Time in the Lime.
Let's keep thinking.
Welcome to I Think Lime Time is Taken.
Yeah, sure, let's go with that.
Let's start. Here's a taste of the SEGA Lounge.
Welcome to the SEGA Lounge, where we celebrate our love for all things Sega, including the games, the music, and the community. I'm your host, KC. Join me as I talk to different guests and learn more about their projects and passion for Sega.
Hello there, I'm Steve Lysett from Sumo Digital.
Hi, this is Marta from Sega. The doors that can open for you are massive. It's just all you have to do is just get in there, be ready for an adventure. That's absolutely the best way to think about it.
I said, hello, everybody. I'm Johnny, and I'm the singer for Crush 40. And it was Caddy who turned around and said, we know who you are. Don't you understand who you are? I go,
It's time now for the SEGA Lounge Challenge.
Oh, boy.
Yes, oh boy, indeed. What is the SEGA Lounge Challenge? Well, it can be anything I want. For the past few episodes, I've been doing something that is, I think, how can I put this? Evil. Don't be nervous, Marta. It's only your reputation that it's at stake here.
It's only my it's fine.
Your answer is correct.
You horrible man.
Yes. Welcome to the SEGA Lounge Challenge.
I'm going to leave this up to you because I'm already scared.
I don't know.
Oh, you horrible swine. You must love this.
Why are you making me feel so uneasy about things I 100% know?
Ba, ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. One for the master, one for the dame, one for the little boy who lives down the lane. Just like that.
That was amazing. That is actually a rock anthem right there.
Welcome in, KC.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. I was just laughing from listening to those select moments of the SEGA Lounge. Thank you for doing that.
Let's talk about that for a moment. There are things here on your resume. I feel you have Steve Lysett from Sumo calling you a horrible swine. Comments.
Should I add that to my resume?
Please do. Yeah, Steve Lysett called me a horrible swine. So yeah,
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Yeah, like it was. You could really feel like in the voice, like it's all like in good banter. At least I hope that's the case.
Yeah, sure.
He says with shifting eyes. And also, you had Johnny freaking Gioeli sing Baba Black Sheep on the show. That's absolutely amazing. I love that with all my heart. I love that. Like, where did that come from at all? That's a part of the SEGA Lounge Challenge for that episode.
Yeah. So we had Johnny on 2 times.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, twice. 2 times.
And this was from the second one of those episodes.
Yeah, this was the most recent one when I brought back the show as a podcast. And so the first time we actually when the SEGA Lounge started as a radio show, I tried to find lots of like music related people because we were doing the show on Radio Sega. and Johnny was one of the people that was like almost immediately said yes. And I thought to myself, I need to create a challenge that's related to what he does.
Yeah.
And so, what would it be? What would be fun for Johnny to do? What would be amusing for people to listen to, and feel like a challenge? So I think we did the same thing both times. So like,
Yeah,
I
you
gave
did.
him a list of I gave him a list of like children's songs, like nursery rhymes, and he could pick one or two to sing in like a do a rock version of it.
Why nursery
And
rhyme specifically?
why do I do this at all? I don't know. It's just popped into my brain.
It's amazing,
Somehow.
though. It's absolutely amazing. I love like if I would pick one of my favorite moments from the Sega Lounge, it's definitely that. I love that so much.
Thank you, thank you. It's more of a testament to how amazing Johnny is, and not so much being that was a good idea, because he could have said no. I didn't talk to him. I usually, and this is something that happens with like 99.9% of the episodes of the guests. People genuinely don't know there's a Sega Lounge challenge coming. So I made it like a point from the very start not to warn people, whoever they are. It doesn't matter. Even if they're like industry legends, I don't
That's
ask them for
amazing.
permission. I think I did once for a very specific guest. There was not, you know, I thought he wouldn't be too much into the spirit of the thing, but turns out he was a great sport as well. So he didn't, Johnny specifically didn't know about this, at least the first time, and he could have said no, and he didn't. And that's amazing.
That would definitely be one of my questions from today. Like, are you preparing them for the Sega Lounge challenge, but you kind of just like pretend that, oh, it's a surprise. But there we got it right there. Like you actually just spring it on them right then and there.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
gosh, you horrible swine.
I am. Thank you. I will take that. I will wear that like a badge of honor. Yeah, for sure.
We're gonna go into very different territory later. What when it comes to thoughts about you, but let's start with you. I figure
Okay. I don't like this. I don't like where this is going.
this is the same question that you ask everybody else. How did you get into gaming?
All right. So, how did I get into gaming? My story with gaming is heavily connected with my history with Sega as well, right? Which explains so much of what I've done online, on the radio, and through this podcast. So, I think I had played something non-Sega before I got a Mega Drive with Sonic 1 and the Mega Games 1 cartridge, which I think like many of us got, at least in Europe. But I don't really, the memories of playing something that wasn't a Sega console came back to me very recently. I do seem to remember some sort of like Atari system or something maybe. But what I consider my like initiation into gaming was getting the Mega Drive and playing Sonic 1 for the first time. That was like mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
And immediately turned me into a lifelong Sega fan.
Yeah.
And just went from there. And especially Sonic the Hedgehog was a big part of my childhood and beyond.
That's amazing. Yeah. And there came a point, because I've of course been listening to where you talk about this, and you talk about a point where Sega stopped making consoles, and you expressed like a very specific anger there. Can you tell us about what that meant to you, that Sega stopped making consoles?
Yeah, that was a very sad moment, dark time. I think for many of Sega fans, to put this into perspective, I skipped the Saturn generation,
Yeah.
not just the Saturn as a console, but the entire generation. So I didn't get any of the other consoles that generation for various reasons. And then I was very excited for the Dreamcast. When I first learned about the Dreamcast, it was the first console that I had bought with my own money, which was like something big for me at the time.
Yeah.
And I had a classmate at the time that made fun of me for getting a Dreamcast. He said, "Oh, the PS2 is going to obliterate the Dreamcast."
Oh yeah,
I was
or
like,
console
"Shut
wars.
up."
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just it has a DVD player. And who cares? And I really thought, and I at the time I wasn't really reading a lot. I didn't have access to the internet at home, so I wasn't really reading many magazines and like gaming stuff apart from the odd magazine that I sometimes bought imported, actually from the UK mostly, like DC UK, the official Dreamcast magazine. And so I wasn't aware that Sega was in a bad place.
Yeah.
I thought the Dreamcast was just like the place to be as a Sega fan, as a gamer at the time. I was enjoying my time with the Dreamcast so much. I was buying a lot of games. I started to have like some disposable income, and so started buying some stuff. And then all of a sudden, I hear the news that Sega was like dropping the Dreamcast, going out of the console making business, becoming a third party developer. And I was like, why?
Oh yeah.
That just didn't understand fully at the time. Due to ignorance. And that's where the anger comes from. Not so much as anger, but like frustration and disappointment that the company that I had been supported for so long. And now that I got back into it after skipping the Saturn, I had the Dreamcast. And that's sad.
Yeah.
But it had to happen, right? It was the right thing to do, all things considered. It was the financially responsible decision, I think.
How did you handle that then?
Therapy.
Because I'm thinking that they didn't stop making games. They just stopped making consoles. So like Sega games would be on other consoles. I figured like that's at least something that would soften the blow. I figure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Cool. So I handled it two ways. First was I kept buying games for my Dreamcast, so they became cheaper, which
Kept
is
it.
nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I kept buying games well into like, I think I kept seeing them on like big like electronic stores and stuff. 2-3 years after the announcement came. So they were dirt cheap, so I bought a few of them, several of them after that
A lot of them.
came. Everything.
About the whole store.
Yes. I also bought a PS2, which I did.
You did?
With like,
Oh
I
my
did.
gosh.
I felt dirty. I won't lie. I bought a Game Boy Advance, a Nintendo console, which was unheard of. And then I started to realize this was an opportunity to not only keep supporting Sega by buying their games, they were still doing games, making games, but also to branch out and find other stuff that maybe I missed out on because I was so centered on Sega stuff. I do have to say though, I just wanted to say this: as much as I think the PS2 was a great console, I never quite enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed my Dreamcast.
Did you put as much effort in getting the PS2 as you did getting the Dreamcast? Could that have had an effect?
That's a good point. No, it wasn't. Yeah, the Dreamcast, I had to save up some money for that. And for the PS2, I actually I bought it because I had the money at the time.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I mean,
Thank you,
usually
Dr. Lime.
that's sorry.
Thank you, Dr. Lime.
Dr. Lime. Well,
You're my therapist now.
Dr. Lime has another unrelated question for you.
Yes.
Something I've been wondering for a long time, and I think that I've asked you, but kind of like gotten like a non-jokey answer. So here I am asking you the question again. How did you come up with the name Casey?
Oh, I'm not sure if I am in liberty to share.
Oh, I see. It's like that.
KC is people from Radio Sega know this. So, by the way, hi Radio Sega. Should I? I've talked about this. I've talked about this. It's
Have
no
you?
secret.
Oh,
I think I have.
okay.
So
Tell me.
as I said before, why are people sending F ranks? I don't understand.
Vipers send an F rank for some reason. Yeah.
When I joined when I started, let's go back.
Yep. Let's go back.
Memories of Casey. I didn't have internet at home for quite some time, and like 2005, 6 perhaps. That's when we got internet at my home. I had internet at work, and I used that for several like non-work related reasons.
Sure.
But really, like
Nobody except
having
you
it,
and I know. No. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
being
just
like
between you and me.
online. No one knows. Being online at home with like in my free time and stuff, that was the first time. And so I started looking for forums and websites related to Sega because that was still my passion. And I had to come up with a name, like a nickname for all those forums. Like, for example, the Radio Sega forums, which were like the second Sega related place I found during my quest for Sega forums. And yeah, and so I thought to myself, I'm a big Sonic fan. What is a cool name? And I regret to inform you that the cool name that I chose was indeed cool. Cool Chow.
Cool Chow.
With a K.
Oh, that's
that
amazing.
It's not, but it became
is.
KC
Okay.
after a while because I realized I didn't really think, first of all, that I would get as involved with the Sega community as I did. That's the first thing. So I just had to come up with a name right there and then. I just never had thought about that in the slightest. And so just like Cool Chow. But then it became something that, everywhere I went online, I was Cool Chow. And that's the point. Maybe I'm not really that proud of this. And so I asked, I believe, Gavi at the time, who was the head admin of Radio Sec, to change my name in the forums to KC. So people from that time remember that. The ones who came later only know me as KC. For the better, I think.
Wow. That's to me quite interesting.
This was a long answer because I'm not proud of this, right? So I was trying to justify me being young and foolish.
We all have had like names that, we kind of like, no, that was a bad idea, I mean, so I actually can't remember any right now. So
I mean,
yeah,
yours
I'm gonna
is
have to.
Very smart.
It took me a long while to think of that. Like first, I was just, I had a similar experience actually. I needed a nickname for accounts. What should I name myself? Let's just take my actual name and have it backwards. So I was Lime. Just Lime, and then some numbers afterwards, like Lime 87, because I'm born in 87. And then when I thought about starting streaming, like first of all, let's roll back. Actually, I didn't like the name Lime. I always thought that I wanted to replace it with something else, but I never ever thought of what I wanted to replace it with. And so after a while, I just was Lime online. That's who I was among my community. So I just became Lime. And then when I started streaming, I didn't want one of those like Lime 42 or Lime 86 or, whatever. Like I wanted a unique name, not like, oh, you are the 87th Lime among all other Limes. Like I just didn't want a number in my name. So I just thought
Shout
about
out to
it.
Jamie 64326.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Radio Sega.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I just wanted something else. And we have like the Green Viper 8 here in the chat, for example.
That's true.
So like, no disrespect to the people who have a number in their name. I just didn't want to go that route. And so I thought about it, and I don't know. One day it just clicked, and let's just like go with the thing. Like, it is my name in reverse. So let's just have Lime reversed. And it wasn't taken by anyone. So, let's just go with that. So
It's
yeah,
smart. It's smart.
It made sense.
Simple and effective. Yeah. Yeah, but I can relate to the thing, to the, I'll think about something later. I'll come up with something else later. I can relate to that. But then at some point, first of all, I wasn't able to. And second of all, it was too late.
Yeah.
Because now I was KC
Yeah.
everywhere. So it's just KC. Yeah.
Indeed. So, KC,
Yes, Lime.
favorite games. What is KC's favorite games?
Okay. That's not actually that hard.
No, it's easy.
Yeah,
I'm
are
asking
you-
you
are we
easy.
talking-
I'm asking you easy questions. There is no reason to be nervous.
I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous. No.
Easy questions. What
Easy
are your
questions.
favorite games?
My favorite game of all time is Shenmue.
Yeah.
Right, so I've talked about this several times. It is, and it continues to be Shenmue. Shenmue. When I say Shenmue, I mean Shenmue 1 and 2 to make it easier, because I consider that like to be a whole experience on the Dreamcast. That's my favorite game, hands down. I'm also particularly fond of Sonic 2.
Yeah.
Out of all the Sonic games, I know there are better Sonic games, even the classic ones, but Sonic 2 is the one that I tend to like remember more fondly than the others. Specifically the memories associated with it, like having friends over and playing the game together. That was like a very fun moment in my life. And then, are we talking just Sega or in general?
I mean, we can talk about other games if you want to. I figure.
Sega still. I'm a very big fan of the Valkyrie Chronicles games,
Yeah.
which I've mentioned, I think, a few times as well. Have you played the Valkyrie Chronicles games, Lime?
Hashtag cancel Lime.
I wasn't gonna say anything. You should. and more.
One of the people in
recently-
chat was gonna do that. One of the people. So I might as well. There we go. SD just did it.
There we go. Yeah, we just got ahead of the crowd there. And in recent years, the Like a Dragon series just like trumps a lot of other stuff that I've played. This latest one is a fantastic game. This latest Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth.
Yeah.
The one that you're playing also on stream.
Yeah.
Yakuza Like a Dragon, pretty good. But this
Yeah.
one, next one, really need to play it.
Like Yakuza Was a Dragon was my very first Yakuza game and made me fall in love with the series. I'm playing Yakuza 0 now.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm near the end of it, so that's awesome.
Great game.
So there's one game that I know that you like that you haven't mentioned yet.
So many.
So many. It's a multiplayer game.
So many. Are you talking about World of Illusion? No.
No, I'm not.
No.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Is it? No.
Nah,
No.
no.
Multiplayer game.
That's not what I'm talking about.
What is it? A Sega game?
A sumo game.
All Stars Racing Transformed.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Okay, yeah. Obviously. I think everyone likes that game, right?
I know. It's definitely one of my favorite. It is absolutely amazing, and I was pretty sure that you thought that too. Then thought that you think that too.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
It's such a special moment
yeah.
getting that game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for sure. Like community-wise as well. So there was such hype around that game, the release of that game, and finding out what the characters in the game were. Like I think I mentioned that to Steve Lysett when he came on the show. Like he was like a superstar at that moment. It's like the Sega version of Sakurai. For instead of
really?
having like yeah. He was doing like posts. The Sega blog had posts by Steve. He was doing like announcements and like responding to fans. That was a pretty special moment, and I miss those days sometimes. I look back at those days and like miss that hype surrounding that game.
That's amazing. So, like, how was it booking him for the SEGA Lounge? Talking to him.
Talking to him was amazing. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Really like down to earth. And he was really up for it because Sumo turned 20 last year. And so it's like kind of, I wasn't really aware. I just thought, let me try again. I had tried a few years ago and never heard back from anyone at Sumo. Maybe I didn't really reach the right people.
Yeah.
And this time, I think I went straight to Steve through his LinkedIn account, which is a very good way to get people from the industry to respond to you. Yes, so like LinkedIn messages are. I have booked several guests through LinkedIn.
Yeah. That's cool.
And
That's cool.
he was more than happy to do it. So it was like one of the best guests I think we've had. And for all that I've mentioned before as well, like the memories of All Stars Racing Transformed and whatnot. Really nice guy.
Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right about that. That sometimes it's about who you know and your contacts. Like you just kind of need to go through the right channels to get in contact with the one that you want to get in contact with. And we do have someone who has something to tell you.
Hello, this is Steve Lysett at Sumo Digital. I just wanted to wish Casey a very happy 10th anniversary on the SEGA Lounge. 10 years is quite the achievement. I know it took a long time for me to appear on the show, and I'm sorry I didn't know, but we should absolutely do it again. It was one of the highlights of last year. Very well done, mate. Enjoy.
So that was Steve Lysett wishing you.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, you're going to make me cry.
I might.
Oh, that was amazing. Oh, now I sound like the people who asked me this question. How did you get Steve to do this?
Oh my God! How did you? Yeah, the story behind that is that there is this other Twitch streamer calling themselves Supersonic. I always call him Super Sam, and he challenged me, or I challenged him, and I don't know who challenged who, but we ended up racing each other in Sonic Racing Transformed, And after the stream, he told me that he had been working on the game as a tester, as a game tester. So that was my way through.
Awesome. This was awesome. Thank you very much for doing this.
There was a video. I forgot to direct you to the screen share there. I don't know
No,
if
I
you.
actually I saw it. I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
So
Thank you very much. I'm speechless at it. Yeah. Thank you.
we might have some surprises throughout this show.
God.
But you also so that's why I wanted you to mention Sonic Racing Transformed. So that's why we went there. But what I actually wanted to ask you is, why does Shenmue mean that much to you? Like, you say on a show or somewhere that, no, actually on the show where you talk about how you got into gaming, that Shenmue's influence on my life is even bigger than I can put into words. Those are huge words. Can you right here, like, try to put it into words? Like, what is it about it?
It's hard. It's hard to explain, especially if you haven't experienced the game at that time, I think. I do understand that, like, for a newcomer to the series, trying the game now, it doesn't feel like it's... I mean, it does in some ways, but, like, generically speaking, like a video game, we now have open world games that are much bigger than Shenmue, right? The feel of Shenmue, I think, is still unmatched.
Yeah.
Even though we have bigger games, like in terms of scope and story and stuff, maybe. But the way that the world of Shenmue feels alive is something that I think it's really, really hard to replicate, especially the first game, which feels like you really live in that small town. You know everyone, people have their own routines. And so experiencing that for the first time as a teenager, which are some of our formative years, getting exposed to the culture of Japan
All right.
in a way that I hadn't before. The music is just amazing, and I was not really used to, like, listening to orchestral music or the variety of music that is in Shenmue. Yeah, like, video games until then for me were like, especially until I got the Dreamcast with Sonic Adventure, when things started to, like, branch out a little bit, like rock and stuff like that. But, and even Jet Set Radio with the hip hop and other genres. But the music of Shenmue opened my horizons and my ears to other stuff, and it's really hard to put into words because it doesn't really make sense, I think, from the perspective of a person that didn't experience this. I think every big Shenmue fan understands this, has a hard time explaining it, because it really doesn't make sense if you just, in 2024, with all that you've experienced, being the age that, you know, both of us are, we are of a similar age, you know, playing the game for the first time will not feel the same way that it did for me and for all those fans like 30 years ago, or 20 years ago. Yeah, I'm confused. Yeah, 20.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. How old were you when you got the game?
So the first game, I think I played it 2001. So I was 17.
Yeah. Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that still teenager then. Awesome.
Yeah.
Then grew up into the very awesome guy that you are today. And
Oh, shucks.
and have touched people, and touched people in a figurative way.
Okay, yeah, please. Yeah, make that clear, please.
Yeah, and for example, made certain people want to do this.
It's you, Suzuki.
Yeah!
Oh my
Less
God.
boredom, more SEGA Lounge. I'm the toughest in the universe, but you're a true champion. It must have taken a lot of work to keep it going so well all these years. Congratulations on your anniversary. 10 years. And I smell 11, 12, 13, 14. Well done, brother. I wish you a long and healthy run. I'm looking forward to all the episodes to come. Let's go. Happy anniversary, KC. Thanks for all the great work, buddy.
Did you recognize the voice?
I mean, I'm not really sure.
That
I have a couple of guesses.
That was Eric Kelso.
Oh my God, Eric. Yeah.
The voice of Ren and Fukusan from Shenmue.
Yes.
Wanting to...
Which you obviously knew.
Yeah. Like, I'm not
Already,
asking you
yes,
for
of
to
No,
get
yeah,
an
yeah.
answer. I'm asking you.
No. I was just like, yes, of course. Ren and Fukusan.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah. No, I haven't played the game, so like I wouldn't know. No, that's true.
Hashtag cancel live.
But you really, and like this journey, having listened to shows and hearing you and other people talk about Shenmue, like in research for this interview here, I definitely need to play Shenmue at some point. Like I really need to do that.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
I think at least the first game is not that long, and I think it's a good way to see if you will like the second one or not.
Mm-hmm.
If you play the first one and like it, you'll probably enjoy the second one as well. If not, you've at least played the first one, and you can say that you have that under your belt.
Yeah, indeed. Let's just play it again and see if you like now when you have it in your mind, if you can recognize the voices.
No, definitely. Now that he told me, yeah.
Yeah! Less boredom, more SEGA Lounge. I'm the toughest in the universe, but you're a true champion. It must have taken a lot of work to keep it going so well all these years. Congratulations on your anniversary. 10 years. And I smell 11, 12, 13, 14. Well done, brother. I wish you a long and healthy run. I'm looking forward to all the episodes to come. Let's go. Happy anniversary, KC. Thanks for all the great work, buddy.
Well done, brother.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Indeed.
Yeah, he's also the voice of Jackie in the Virtua Fighter series.
Yeah,
So
indeed.
part of that was referencing that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Laim.
Casey, have you not understood that I appreciate the heck out of you? And I've been looking forward to today for like since we set a time to do this. I couldn't wait, especially like since there were these people who wanted to be a part of congratulating you, and I just couldn't wait till share this with you.
I do appreciate it, man. Yeah, really do appreciate it. Yeah, and I appreciate you as well. Yeah, you know that. And you've been an integral part of the SEGA Lounge as well. You and James, right?
Yeah,
so I do
yeah.
appreciate that. But I wasn't expecting all of this, to be honest.
Speaking of James, like it's very interesting that you mentioned James because.
But look, let me just tell you something very quickly, because.
Oh, hold on. Okay, yeah.
No.
Hey Casey, it's Skill Gym, of course. I'm actually on site at Dubwita Street. Just wanted to wish you a happy 10th anniversary of the SEGA Lounge. Got to be the best podcast about, right? Especially about Sega. The only thing is, it feels like I'm missing something.
Oh no, hold on.
I still feel like something's missing though. Good.
So that was
that was amazing.
That was Skill Jim from freaking Japan sending you a congratulations. Can you tell us where he was?
Oh, he was in Dobuita Street, which is a place you play in Shenmue, right? It's part of a location in Shenmue. So, and he even went to a vending machine.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he didn't get a winning can, but okay.
Oh, yeah,
I appreciate it.
I was on the floor when I saw what the James had cooked up there. It was absolutely
that was
amazing. I absolutely loved that. And James is
I was gonna say
sorry. Yeah, tell me.
I was gonna say I thought it was Yu Suzuki, but this beats Yu Suzuki. I'm sorry, Yu Suzuki. You're a legend. Yeah, developer of Shenmue, but this video by James beats Yu Suzuki. Unless somehow you got Yu Suzuki as well, but okay.
I can tell you that unfortunately we did not get Suzuki for today.
I'm really disappointed now.
I actually didn't even try. Like the thought hit me, but I was like, that's not gonna.
But how?
happen.
But how? The thing is how. Right?
Yeah, indeed. I didn't even figure that far.
But this was just amazing. Thank you very much, James, and thank you, Lime, for this.
But we're not done. You thought we were done?
Oh God!
Because James is half of the Shenmue Dojo, and of course we have Matt.
Hey Casey, it's Matt from Shenmue Dojo. Congratulations on 10 years of the SEGA Lounge. I can't believe how quickly that's gone by. Thank you for all your dedication to podcasting, to all things Sega. But also on a personal note, thank you for giving James and I the confidence after being on your show, the SEGA Lounge, for the first time a few years back, which has then given us the confidence and the space to go and create our own podcast. And we thoroughly enjoy doing that. Here's to 10 more years, Casey. Congratulations. I can't wait to see what's to come.
Thank you for that as well. Matt's a great guy as well.
So you have apparently inspired the Shenmue Dojo to do a podcast.
Yeah, they probably said, we could do better than this guy. Let's do our own.
I've talked to them. That's not what they thought.
Yeah, great guys. Yeah, and really, really proud to be constantly in contact with them. They do great work in the Shenmue community, which is one of the most partly annoying and partly passionate communities. Annoying for everyone who is not a Shenmue fan because they're like, we want Shenmue 4, but also that goes to show the influence of that Shenmue had in their lives. So they're really passionate about it, and they're good liars too.
Oh,
they're good at hiding things because they didn't even. I have talked to them in the past few days, and they didn't even say a word. They didn't even hint at anything. So good job.
I am very thankful for that as well, because I wasn't there are certain measures you can take to try to keep something secret. And the only thing that I did was just to go hush hush about this. And they all kind of kept it. So
Yeah.
that's
It seems like it, because this is I had no clue whatsoever that this was going to happen.
and that's the most amazing part of it, to have it as a surprise as well. Like, you knew we were gonna have an interview, you knew what kind of things that we were gonna talk about, but you didn't know about how far that we went with the celebration part.
That's true. I appreciate it, though. Really, really enjoy this.
So let's go back to the interview part, because there are actually things that I want to know. I want to know how you got to listen to Radio Sega in the first place, because I know before you joined Radio Sega, you were a listener.
Yeah, so simple, very simple. So when I said that I started having internet at home, I looked for, so a few months before that, I started looking for Sega communities online, and I found the Sonic Stadium was the first,
Right.
probably the first search result or something.
I was
And
also
I joined the forums as Cool Chow, and I found someone with like, remember forum signatures, and people used like pictures like of something, and sometimes those pictures had links attached to them, and I found someone, probably, I don't remember, probably Sega Mark, the founder of Radio Sega, I don't remember, but someone had on a signature one of our banners, which was like Radio Sega and then Sonic pointing. And I clicked the banner because I thought, Radio Sega, I love radio.
Yeah.
I've always been very passionate about radio. And a radio with Sega songs, sure, sign me in. At that time, though, it wasn't really a thing yet. So that's why I think it was really probably Sega Mark that had that signature, that forum signature, because it wasn't really a thing yet. It was called something different. It was called My Sega Radio, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And then it went offline for a little bit, and then that's when he brought back the stream, the 24/7 stream with a few Sega albums, and I got to be one of the first people to listen to the stream. And I actually, I got in touch with him, with Sega Mark, and like saying, hey, this is a great project. Thank you for doing this. And he actually started asking me to help him with testing and like seeing if everything was working fine in terms of the stream. Nothing like official. I wasn't part of the team or anything. There was no team actually at that moment. It was just him. But yeah, we got in touch through Messenger, MSN Messenger.
Yeah.
Remember that? That's
Yeah,
how
indeed.
old we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it was nice because it was a place to join two of my biggest passions, radio and Sega. So it was really, really nice place to be. And as time went on, Radio Sega became like a community as well, and one of the nicest and most welcoming communities also, which I think is a nice testament to the work that the people behind the station did throughout the years.
Wow. Amazing. So one thing, I want to direct you to the chat right now on my stream, because we have some people here wishing you happy anniversary. I see two of the messages there. We have like a male power one saying happy anniversary, Casey, and thanks for being the sweet. A word that I don't know in English, actually.
Wait, I'll have to find it.
Yeah, you can read it by yourself. I just wanted to direct your...
I can see it. The last one that I have is like Stream Elements. No? Am I missing more? Oh, okay. Vipers. Decompression, probably. The sweet decompression to all of those tired after work evenings. Much love from Russia. Oh, nice.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Okay.
And then with the hydro low
Thank you for the lovely message, my male Sprower.
I mean, decompression. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Sorry for that, Prower. We got there in the end, though. So yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so you got involved with Radio Sega because you just happened to start talking with the person who was already involved then there.
Listening. First of all, in testing stuff like in an unofficial capacity.
Yeah.
Like part of the team itself was a little bit later.
Yeah.
In 2010.
Yeah.
Only when we started having live shows. And then I was in the forums. I was part of the Radio Sega forums, the message boards. As cool, ciao. And never forget. And
talking about part of a community or like more as an admin in this
community.
case?
No, just part of the community.
Yeah,
like as a listener and as a forum, as a user, a person who posted regularly on the forums. And then in 2010, we started having live shows. And there was the need to find people to take the recordings of those live shows and turn them into podcasts with chapters, what we called Radio Sega enhanced podcasts. Podcasting wasn't really that big of a thing then. It was starting to become more popular, and we wanted to have the recordings of live shows on Apple and other like iTunes then and other platforms. And so I had a Mac with GarageBand, which was what we knew how to use to create the chapters and whatnot. And I joined with Retrix at the time, community member Retrix. We became part of the podcast team.
I see.
In 2010.
I see. Cool. Okay, so 2010, so timelines. Your first show was 3 years after that, if I'm not mistaken?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. So you were working behind the scenes first.
Yeah.
What exactly, I might have missed exactly, but what exactly did you do up until then?
So that's it. So podcast editing. I took the recording. So at first was just like one show, I think, one or two shows, like Saturday Night Sega with Gavi, because Resident SD and Gavi were the first two live show hosts on Radio Sega. Resident SD would edit his own podcasts. He's like fancy like that, and and Gavi needed help. And I think then we had sort of Sega with Captain Cloud Chaser, another great show we had back in the day. And so we started having more shows, more episodes to edit and chapter and put out. And that was what I did for the first few years. Even after I started doing other things, I still worked on editing and chaptering podcasts.
Awesome. So then you got an idea for two shows. One being the Game of the Month, and the other one being Top 40.
Yes.
Because both of those started about the same time.
Yeah. To be honest, if I'm being really, really honest, so Top 40 wasn't really my idea. It was something that was thrown around since like the early days of Radio Sega. Mark always talked about we should have a Top 40 show. Like we're a proper radio station. and the game of the month show, I always get this wrong, was like I was in charge of handling that feature on the website at that time, and then I thought to myself, we need to move stuff away from the website. Like we have a lot of good stuff on the website, but we need people to listen to the radio, so we need more shows, and at that time I was like Forever Sonic Simon was in charge. I was like
Oh, right.
helping him.
Simon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simon Shirley. And so he handled the more technical side of things, and I handle like the content and the radio and the playlist and whatnot. And so I tried my hand at hosting the Game of the Month show. Very cringy to listen back to that.
Oh.
Very cringy to listen back to the first Top 40 episode as well.
Oh.
But yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a shame if I
God.
went through the episodes. And what show did you say came first? The 40 or the Game of the Month show?
I think it was the Game of the Month show.
It
Yeah.
was the
was the
Game of
first
the
one.
Month show. So
Yeah.
that was your first time hosting a show on Radio Sega.
Yeah.
Well, let's
And
have a
keep in
listen.
mind, English is not my first language as well.
Let's hear how that sounded like.
Hello,
Oh,
welcome,
God.
ladies and gentlemen, to the first ever Game of the Month show. I hope you're tuned in because we're having some technical difficulties with our website and our main stream. So, if you're listening live, welcome. I hope you have a great time tonight. If you're listening to the podcast version of the Game of the Month show, well, I hope you have a good time also during the next few minutes. So, welcome everyone. This is the first edition of the Game of the Month show. The Game of the Month show, if you don't know already, is a monthly feature we have on our main website, on radiosega.net. If you want to check out whenever our website is working again, if you want to check out the Game of the Month from this month and previous entries in the Game of the Month feature, you can go to radiosega.net/GOTM, and you'll find all the games that we picked for the Game of the Month in previous months.
How does it feel listening back
Okay.
to your debut on Radio Sega?
Very cringy, but still, it sounds right because technical difficulties.
Yeah.
That's always a thing. Whenever someone hosts a show on Radio Sega, technical difficulties.
Yeah.
At least
That
the
was
first episode. So yeah.
That was what I was the most afraid of when it came to this show, because this is not an easy setup. I'm streaming on my own channel on Twitch, Lime Reversed, and on Radio Sega. And then I'm also sharing the screen and the sounds on Discord with you so that you can see and hear like the other sound thingies. It's not an easy setup. And I was like, if something goes wrong, it's gonna be difficult to troubleshoot. And that's kind of scary.
That's true. And but we've come a long way though in terms of like how we got things set up, and even at the time I didn't really have, in terms of hardware, like the proper equipment, and you can tell like the quality, the audio quality is not the best. I think I used like a very small like notebook like laptop that I had, which I had a Mac and I needed a Windows computer to use Sam Broadcaster, which was what we used at the time to broadcast shows. And I had probably a very crappy headset with a built-in mic and stuff. The audio levels are off. Like the bad music is too loud.
You
Very
know,
distracting.
you know what? I almost played you the second episode, because the second episode the music
even worse.
really overpowers you. Like you can't like for the life of the listener cannot hear what you're saying.
Yeah, and that happened on the Sega Lounge as well a few times.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, because you know, and even doing the Sega Lounge, you're probably going to ask me about that later. But
I might.
even doing the Sega Lounge was a bigger challenge because I couldn't do it on my very small PC. I had to use Mac, and at the time, now it's easier, but at the time, having a co-host and a guest and music all at the same time, all correctly routed and working.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to play the music, I wanted the guest to hear the music while our voices were not going to the stream. And that at that time, 10 years ago, things were a little bit different. So that was a challenge in itself. But you know, it's not fun if it's not hard.
Yeah.
It's not a challenge. I think.
One challenge I heard was to send the sound effects to the other people that you were talking about. Like only the listeners could hear the sound effects, like applause, for example.
Probably.
Or like do 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 do, or like you answered right, or you know.
Yeah.
That
Do you know where that is from? The do.
hashtag cancel rhyme.
No, it's easy because you know what game would I pick for that?
What game would you pick for that? I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is Shenmue, but that's
Exactly.
But it sounds a lot more like that sound kind of seems more retro than that.
It's from a game you play in Shenmue.
Okay.
You play a game, you go to the arcade, and if you get like a high score, that's the sound. And if you lose, you get the other sound.
Okay. That makes sense. You know, I also have sounds. Oh my gosh.
That one I know.
Oh my gosh. What does that mean? We have an alert. Well, we have someone who has something to tell you.
Hey KC, it's James the Segaholic here, one half of the Sega guys, and I want to congratulate you on 10 years of the Sega Lounge, an absolutely incredible achievement. You were gracious enough to invite Dan and I onto the lounge back in September 2020, just 5 months into our own content creation journey. You gave us a platform to tell the Radio Sega and wider Sega community who we are, at a time when we had no credit in the bank, and yet you let our voices be heard. So as well as sending my congratulations, I want to personally thank you, not just on behalf of the Sega guys, but every Sega content creator, podcaster, community member, indie developer and more that you've given the chance to shine under the spotlight. You also have the smoothest voice on radio. Honestly mate, it's ridiculous. So yeah, congratulations and thanks again KC. You're an absolute credit to not just Radio Sega, but the wider Sega community. Congratulations on 10 years, here's to 10 more, and KC, I still have nightmares about the Sega Lounge Challenge. Thank you.
Oh, that was awesome. Thank you, James. Yeah, I think you guys give me too much credit, but thank you. But I'll take it. I'll take the compliment.
I'm thinking like you give yourself less credit than you should. Because obviously,
I don't think so. But
but obviously, you've had an impact on the Shenmue dojo and on the Sega guys. Like they're like you obviously had an impact there. You inspired the Shenmue dojo to do a podcast.
Like a natural progression for people like to do to. If not me, someone else would have inspired they would have come up with the idea.
But you still did it
on their own.
So it's still you.
I like the Sega Lounge because of this, right? So he was mentioning like giving people the spotlight. Yeah, I think that's the fun of it, and that's why this is not as comfortable as like what we're doing right now. it's not as comfortable for me.
Why not?
Because I much prefer shining a light onto other people's content and the people themselves. That's why I think the Sega Lounge is such an interesting idea. And even if I took a few breaks from the show, I keep coming back because there's a lot of talented people in the community, in the Sega community, and having a way to share that with other listeners, other people who listen to the podcast, that's great.
Yeah. So we are getting to right now the Sega Lounge. We've been talking about previous shows. I am very curious about this. How did the Sega Lounge come about?
Yeah, it's not the most glamorous story, to be honest. So I thought of an idea to, as I said before, we needed content from my perspective on Radio Sega. We needed more shows. And 2013, 2014 was like a big boom in terms of like having new shows, and 2015 as well. Those years there, people like Viper and who, everyone knows now, joined the hosts team with their own great shows. And because we actually needed more shows, because we were focusing on too much of on the website and news and stuff, and that was not really our niche. That was not really what we were good at. So we had a radio station. We had to use the radio station. And I thought to myself, maybe we could have like a talk show. I had a series of articles where I used to shine a light on people in the community that did great stuff, the Sega Fans Chronicles. And I thought that it would be a nice idea to transport that into the radio. The problem was we needed a host. Someone who would like be good at speaking to people and was able to. I thought I could I would invite people. I would take care of like the PR side of things, like getting in touch with people, sending them emails, trying to reach them through social media, and then someone else would do like the proper hosting and interviewing on air. However, no one was interested in our team.
Okay.
The closest I got to that was Donnie, SSF 1991.
Donnie.
He was the closest that I got to like convincing to not really host, but join me as a co-host. And the original plan was to have him co-host during the first season. And then second season, he would take over as host and like move the show forward. That was the plan. So I wasn't supposed to be the host of the Sega Lounge, and certainly not for 10 years.
Wow, that's very interesting. Wow, that's awesome. What happened then? Because after some shows, Donnie wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, so he joined me for 2 seasons, if I'm not mistaken. Third season, the big issue with doing the Sega Lounge as a radio show was we wanted to do it live, because Radio Sega shows were live shows. It was like a radio station. We were proud of making live content. Looking back, we could have pre-recorded many of the shows, and maybe the quality would have been better as well. But we wanted to do it live, and it would be every Thursday at 8 p.m. UK time, with people in chat, interacting with the guests, which was a very cool feature of the first few seasons of the show. People would ask questions live. People would like react live to things that the guest was saying, and the host, but the guest was saying. That was part of the magic of the show for the first few years. But Donnie lives in America, so it's kind of hard sometimes to right. He's in the US, so it's the time zones and stuff. It's a little bit complicated, and so I think after 2 seasons, I think in the third season he still joined occasionally, but not like as regularly as in the first 2 seasons. and he kind of like told me, "Yeah, it's okay. You keep doing what you're doing, and yeah, I'll come back eventually
Yeah. Oh,
for
yeah.
a special or two." Still hasn't happened,
No, like
but
so. Okay,
hopefully
so
soon.
well, okay, so there you were, like, as and we're the only host there, getting people on the show, some of them quite famous people. I figure there's nervousness involved there. Like, how does KC handle that?
Much better now, to
Yeah.
be honest. Much better. Especially because it's not live anymore,
Right.
so it's easier. But at the beginning, there are a few factors that I think are evident, and some maybe not so much. So there was the language thing here.
Mm.
There was the lack of experience, first of all, the lack of proper equipment, and proper like knowledge and technical know-how
Mm.
to do this. But I still went ahead because I'm crazy. There's the language as well. And like in doing things online, you have like, especially if you're doing things live, you have like the immediate reaction, and not all comments were great, to be honest, but that's
Yeah.
to be expected. Mostly people enjoyed and appreciated the effort, but sometimes, but mostly, especially in the Radio Sega community, people were appreciative. As in terms of like talking to a person who you consider like a legend or a celebrity in the world of Sega, it's a challenge because you don't really know what to say. You don't want to sound too much like a fanboy, but you also want to show them that you appreciate them and sound professional at the same time. The challenge was
Which
also
you have succeeded
a
in.
challenge.
I've listened. I definitely think you've succeeded in that.
Thank you. And the challenge itself was a challenge too, because as I said before, there was no prior warning.
Yeah.
So what if that person gets mad at me for doing this live?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. There was like, I would be nervous about that. Oh, how are they gonna react to this? How are they gonna react to this? And you were actually nervous about that too.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
For sure. Because I always put it like it's a surprise.
Yeah.
So their first reaction is, "Oh, yay, nice, a surprise." Their immediate reaction after that is, "Oh no, it's a challenge.
Yeah, indeed.
What the hell did I get into?"
So
Just
what went through your mind when, I'm guessing you and Donnie were talking about how the show should be structured, and you were talking about doing a challenge for them. What went through your mind about that then? Like how?
Making things interesting.
Yeah.
The show was, I think, mostly throughout its Radio Sega run, like as a radio show, was mostly around 2 hours, I believe. Just from memory, I don't really remember exactly, but probably 2 or more hours long. And I thought, if I'm listening to a live show, it's just talk with the music breaks, obviously, that we had on Radio Sega, which made things a little bit more interesting. But I wanted a break from like the conversation side of things.
Yeah.
And something that would set the show apart from other talk shows, which there aren't many. Sega talk shows now there are, like, the Sega guys do an amazing podcast. Shenmue Dojo podcast is another great talk show, mostly, right? But at the time there weren't really, maybe a Sega Bits one or something. But there weren't many like proper talk shows with interviews. And so I wanted something to set the show apart from the rest, in the eventuality of other talk shows appearing on air or on the podcast platforms. And I think it became like a staple of the show.
Yeah. That's awesome. And it definitely has. It very much has. When I've been listening through episodes, I look forward to the Sega Lounge Challenge. I really do. It's always the highlight of the episode for me. So, yeah, definitely. And especially if you feel nervous about it, like kudos to keeping on that.
I think now I don't feel as nervous because people, even if I don't really announce it to them beforehand or give them a warning, it's on them. Because one of the things that I do when I invite someone new is like, hi, I'm Casey. I host this show. If you want to get a feel of what the show is about, you can go back and listen to other episodes. Go to thesegalounge.com. And so if they don't, it's on them because they should have done their research.
Oh, yeah, indeed. I mean, that's a very good point. They should have known. They should have. They should definitely have done their research about what should go on. That is very much true.
Like you did, clearly.
I mean, yeah, indeed. So you met. Let's continue. Actually, you met a lot of people through this Radio Sega community, and you worked with a lot of people, and I've of course talking about doing research, talk to some of them, and I wanted to tell you what they have been saying about you.
Oh no.
I mean, this is...
Cue knuckles sound. Oh no.
My gosh. You have been described as an absolute pleasure to work with because, and I quote, he always puts you at absolute ease. He always makes sure that you are comfortable and what you are doing feels good and right.
Are we still talking about the show?
We're still talking about you.
Okay.
Do you not recognize yourself in this description?
Yeah, I think so. I think I do, actually.
Yeah?
I always try to make people comfortable on the show and like it's a friendly conversation. So it's what I always say. It's I'm almost like reading a script at this point. Don't worry, it's a friendly conversation. If you have any questions, let me know. If something needs to be edited out of the show, let me know. It's okay. So
Yeah, indeed. People feel that they can be themselves around you, myself included. That's definitely one of the things that I would say. There's just something about you that just makes me just relax, just feel like I don't need to put on a mask around you. And for me, you just have that quality.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Another quote that I wanted to read you is, you're always an uplifting member of the community, someone who always brings up the people around them, whether that be emotionally or in other terms like quality of output, like for a show, for example. He just really elevates everyone around him to not only do better, but feel better about it as well.
My God, kind words. Thank you very much. Kind words.
And like,
not sure if deserved, but thank you.
You don't have to agree, but do know that every single one of these words comes from the heart. They truly mean this. You have been described as funny, kind, and another... Okay, what was that?
No, yeah. I reacted too late. That was really bad, right? So you said kind, and I was like, no, I was to the funny comment.
Okay.
And I try to be funny as well, but I don't know if that lands sometimes, but it's okay.
Sadly, and I quote again, sadly, I don't think he is given enough credit. I feel like he could go really far if people gave him the chance.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm right where I want to be, so it's okay.
I see.
But thank you. I appreciate that.
Like, this is, again, impact that you have actually had on people, and it's been like touching to hear doing the research what you actually do mean to these people. There is one question that I'm having. You are very much described by people who have been working with you as someone who always makes sure that they are comfortable with what they are doing, like what they're doing on a show or whatever. Like you always make sure that people feel that way, and you have been described as kind. And so then I'm thinking about the SEGA Lounge challenge, where a very different type of person comes out. What's up with that? Because on the SEGA Lounge challenge, you are, as Steve Lysett described you, a horrible swine. What's up with that?
Kudos to you. That was a great segue, to be honest. That was really good. That was really good. Yeah. I don't know. I never thought about that, but yeah, it's like second nature now, because that's what's expected, right?
Yeah.
It started as I don't remember when exactly. This is how old I am and how long I've been doing this for. I don't remember exactly if we had like the SEGA Lounge like intro in the first show. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was like the second or third one. Not immediately the first episode. But it was like kind of a joke to make people like scared of the SEGA Lounge challenge.
Yeah.
It was like what was supposed to be something scary, right? To break the tension of being on the spotlight like there and asking or answering questions during the interview. But then, I mean, maybe was I always like what is it, like horrible swine? I don't remember if I was always like that, or
I feel like you grew into that role. I feel like you
Probably,
kind of absorbed the thing and just like adopted it for what it was, because like you have an intro for the SEGA Lounge the challenge, which really proves that you know what this is for the viewers and for yourself. Like you say things about like it's the moment you've been waiting for and the moment they dread. So like you and then there's a laugh afterwards. Like you know what it is.
Yeah. The intro was always, even the first one, which was not that different from this one, but it was always like that. Welcome to your doom, and stuff. But it was supposed to be a joke. But it probably,
yeah, of course, it's lighthearted.
I honestly don't. Yeah, I honestly don't remember if I was always like, the tension was this like high at the beginning, like that. Are you sure?
Yeah,
like
indeed.
Could be
indeed,
and stuff that people so much dread. Maybe I had like a couple of guests that were finding the challenge too easy. I don't know what sparked this like persona, or is it really me? And the kind one is the persona. I guess we'll never know.
I feel like sometimes there are different sides to a person, because like even that side is still. You still do it with a heart. You still do it with humor. So you're not actually a horrible swine. Like you just like you put on that role for comedy's sake. Like that's definitely what it is. But you know,
I want people to get the seal of approval. To be honest, at some point during the challenge, if things are not going well for the guests, I start feeling bad.
Yeah,
and start finding ways to help them without listeners really noticing too much. But it's not always successful. I try.
Oh my gosh. What's going
It's
on?
Yu Suzuki.
Oh, no, no, no. My gosh, someone has something to tell you.
Hola, Casey. This is Marta. I'd like to congratulate you on your 10th anniversary. Or should I say, parabéns! It's always an honor to talk to you on and off podcast, even when you make us suffer with your evil quizzes. Que venham aí mais 10 anos com muito sucesso, meu amigo. All the best and much love.
Marota. Oh, Marta, yeah. Thank you
is-
very much for that as well. Oh, amazing.
Marta, like a very appreciated member of the whole Sega community, definitely.
Yeah. Love Marta.
Wanted to congratulate you as well. And you know,
Thank you very much.
while we're on it, let's just do another one. You know, we might as well.
Hello, Casey. It's your boy. It's your Australian son. Is Dr. Skotnik. Congratulations for 10 years. Oh my god, you're old. You're an old man. You're an old man. Congratulations. Congrats.
My gosh.
Things got spooky in the end, but okay. Thank you, Scott. Thanks, son.
So another question.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know if I'm thinking that every guest is special, but there might be guests that you looked forward to just a little bit more, or felt like a little bit more proud to have on the show. What would those be?
Mm-hmm.
Who would those be?
I mean, Steve Lysett is up there for sure. We've talked about Steve.
Which I knew.
After this video he recorded, still even higher. But definitely someone who was up there as like not someone who maybe everyone associates with Sega immediately, but for people who lived the All Stars days, he is really a reference. So it was really nice to have him on the show. Other people, sometimes it's not like being excited about the person, but it's like how they behave when they're on the show. For example, Spencer Nilsson. I was a little bit excited about having Spencer Nilsson. Spencer Nilsson was a composer, a musician who worked on games like Sonic CD, the US version, on Echo, the Dolphin, the games. And he doesn't really get appreciated as much as I think he should. But I admit I also didn't really know much about him before researching for the interview. I only thought of Spencer Nilsson as like the person behind the US soundtrack for Sonic CD. It was such a great guest, such like a I mean, how can I put it? So candid. He talked about lots of stuff we weren't even expecting. Shared advice, like I said before, the show was live at some point. People were asking questions, and someone asked for advice about how to get into the video game music scene or the music business, and he shared his honest opinion and advice. So he is also up there with as one of the most interesting ones. Johnny Duelli as well. If we're talking about industry people, I mean, so many.
Why did Johnny Duelli? What does Johnny Duelli mean to you?
What does Johnny Duelli mean to me?
Why do you mention him specifically?
Yeah, Johnny, I'm a big Sonic fan, right? Yeah. Even if sometimes I don't really show that side of myself, because I'm a frustrated adult, old man who lives in the past. But I do, and that era of Sonic was really special to me. The Dreamcast era of Sonic. For many reasons, and the music to those games is iconic still.
Yeah.
And Johnny is such a great person, such such good energy. We actually, the first time he came on the show, I interviewed him with Skotnik, who we just heard. and it was great time. And even the second time, he's always bouncing around. You talk to him, he's sitting down, but it's like bouncing around and moving and okay, let me just go to the studio real quick. And he picks up his laptop and like runs to the studio, and suddenly you're talking to Johnny Duelli in his studio, and like next to
That's
his
amazing.
recording microphone and stuff.
That's amazing. That sounds
Crazy stuff.
amazing.
Yeah. Really, really good energy, a really good person. I mean, sometimes you talk to like a legendary person, a person who's considered to you a hero or a legend, and they people say never meet your heroes, right? And sometimes it's kind of true. People think of themselves more than they should, perhaps. But if you have like a humble person, if you have a person who's humble, a humble guest who is like really enjoying talking to you about the things that they did, like sharing stuff, reminiscing, appreciating that you like their work and appreciate them. That's what's most special.
Yeah.
And sometimes the best guests are the people from the community. Not trying to be corny here or anything, but it's really true.
Yeah.
I've had amazing guests from the community, even from projects that are not that famous or easily recognizable, but we're great guests and great Sega fans.
Yeah. Awesome.
I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. And I am happy that you mentioned Johnny Duelli.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, indeed.
Casey, David, Johnny from Crush 40, just congratulating you on 10 years of amazing work at SEGA Lounge. Happy anniversary. See you soon.
Johnny
Awesome.
freaking
Johnny.
Duelli wishing Casey happy
great.
10th anniversary.
We've actually, I don't think I've mentioned this before. We've actually messaged each other just for jokes, just for laughs, because of Johnny's assistant, Ellie, who initially helped me set up the first interview. I think the second one as well. And anytime Ellie, so I'm like part of the press list, like mailing list, and so anytime Ellie sends something, if she makes a mistake or something, she sent me something by mistake once, and I DM'd Johnny about it and joked around about it, and we started like 5 or 6 days in a row, just like exchanging DMs about Ellie and making jokes about Ellie. So that's the kind of guy that Johnny is. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, Johnny, I listened to that episode as well, and it really, I didn't have any idea of what Johnny would be as a person, but there's loads of positivity there. And once I saw that, I then saw it in the songs as well. Like I could feel, I could sense Johnny's personality, if you will, in those words. And that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Like you get the feeling like in like the heart in all the songs. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, again? How many are there gonna be? My holy crap. One
Hello there.
more.
This is Lewis Clark, aka Sonic Yoda from SegaDriven.com, and I'm here to wish KC and the Sega Lounge a happy 10th anniversary. It's always been hugely appreciated every time KC invites us onto the podcast. I've had an absolute blast on every episode that I've featured on, and it's just lovely to have someone like KC support me and my projects and all the work I've done and all the collaborations I've done with him regarding Radio Sega and Game Blast. Just a hugely supportive person, and I will always be thankful to have him as a friend. And just want to say again, a huge congratulations for 10 years of the Sega Lounge, an incredible podcast that's doing amazing work. Always a joy to listen to, and I hope we get to do more together in the future. So happy 10th anniversary to the Sega Lounge.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah.
There are so many people.
Awesome guy as well.
You have touched on so many people. They want to congratulate you.
The problem then is you actually start feeling bad because you want to collaborate with everyone every time, and you can't.
Yeah.
And then
that is the nature of things, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, I need to invite, for example, the Sega guys. I need to invite the Sega guys back, but then they're two, and we already have other people. And how can I squeeze them in this? And try to schedule that and juggle that is a challenge. But yeah, I really do appreciate Lewis as well.
Yeah.
For all the things that we've done together.
Yeah. So there is right now, you have inspired me a lot when it comes to this show. I started with how you got into gaming, and so I've kind of gotten inspired structuring this show based on the Sega Lounge.
Oh no!
What do you think that means?
It means it's time to go.
I think that means
it's time for the blast processing question.
I think. Oh, is that what you think it is?
No, I don't. But I don't want to say the other thing.
I think it means that I have a surprise for you.
Oh, really?
Now that you know our guest, it's time to put him to the test. It's the moment you've been hoping for, and the moment he deserves. Taste your own medicine. I mean, welcome to the Lime Time Challenge.
This is even worse than mine. Okay.
I mean, come on. Of course, we're going to take you through a challenge, but not to worry. This is not the Sega Lounge Challenge.
It's worse.
The Sega Lounge Challenge is whatever you want it to be, right? Now, the Lime Time Challenge is whatever I want it to be. So it's
just worse.
Absolutely different. And I want to take you through what you've taken me through several times.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
I want this to be a quiz. And in this quiz, it's we have different difficulties. You do not get to pick them. I get to pick them.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And the difficulties are easy, hard, and damn you, Lime. Those are the difficulties.
I like that. Yeah.
And so, shall we start? Let's start with one easy question. Let's go. You get 2 points for each easy question that you get. Let me just get out my little thingy here. So.
Okay, like stretching.
What was the first Sega Lounge Challenge?
Was something music related for sure, because we had the Mega Drive band on, if I'm not mistaken, as the first guests.
You did have the Mega Drive
was it
band,
in
yes,
reverse music?
I can say that.
Was it like an edition of In Reverse?
Oh, right. I actually have some options when it comes to the EC.
Oh, okay.
So the options are...
You could have led with that.
I actually just forgot to read them, like I did with Sega Heartlight. I just reminded myself a little later this time. So, what was the first Sega Lounge Challenge? Is it 1, in reverse, 2, a quiz like this, or 3, roulette of rock?
No, that definitely wasn't it. So 3 definitely isn't the answer. I believe it's in reverse.
You believe it's in
reverse?
Makes
sense. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am.
Oh. Because... that is the right answer.
Nice.
Yes, indeed.
Nice.
That
Nice.
is the
what
right
happened
answer.
to the lights in my office? Oh my god!
Yeah, I put a
How
little.
are you doing this?
I put a little
What kind of
light
sorcery
effect
is this?
right there. Yeah. Okay. So good. Awesome. We have 2 points already for you with the easy questions. Question number 2. When Skill Jim talked to you for the first time, instead of listening to you through the podcast, he thought that you sounded blank. Is it 1, nervous, 2, uninterested, or 3, drunk?
Come on.
4, Portuguese, says Rapsic.
I think drunk. He does something that I can't put myself to do, but I should to get more time to listen to podcasts. He listens at like 2 times speed or 1.5 times speed, and so he thought my voice sounded weird. Probably drunk because I'm speaking slowly when compared to how he usually listened to the podcast. So yeah, drunk. Number 3. Yeah.
So
for sure.
were you not nervous when you were talking to Shenmue people?
No, I believe that's the thing that he mentioned. Like, he usually listens to podcasts at 1.5 or 2 times speed.
Yeah.
And so was having a hard time processing my voice at normal speed.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever normal is.
Yeah. So
yeah, Slime. Option 3, please.
Okay. Are you seem kind of sure about that.
Not kind of, yes, I'm like all the way.
You're all the way sure about that.
All the way in. Let's go. Just lock it in.
Well, then let's just lock that in, because that is absolutely right. So that gives you 4 points.
Yay!
Awesome. So that
I'm doing
takes
better than expected.
Indeed, 4 points. And that takes us to the first music question.
Indeed. You say I'm doing better than expected, and you say indeed. So rude.
I actually just listened to
you.
I'm doing good. Like, that's what my brain heard. I'm doing good. And I'm just like, yeah, indeed. We have a music question for you. So I'm going to play you a part, like the first part of a song. And then I want you to guess the game. And if you can't, I'm going to play you more of the song and see if you can guess the game then. So you get 4 points if you get it the first time, 2 points if you get it the second time. So let's play the music.
I know this. I know this.
You know this? You recognize it?
It's. I've probably played this on a challenge somewhere.
Oh.
I think no, but maybe not. What if I get it wrong? Do I still get another play?
We end the stream.
Right. Okay.
No, we don't. If you get it wrong, we just
keep going until
we just keep listening to it, and you get to, you lose the opportunity to get the 4 points from it.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll try to guess. I just need the game. Yeah.
Yeah. You just need the game.
I'm thinking like a Dragon Ishin.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm doing what everyone who comes on the show does but would you pick like a Dragon Ishin? People try to get in my head, but
yeah.
I don't think it's a good idea to do that. I always tell people not to do that, so I'm not doing that with you either. I would say like a Dragon Ishin for some reason, but it could also be something completely different with like scream and like yell at the beginning, hinted at something different. But I'm gonna go with like a Dragon Ishin.
Mm-hmm. that is
Don't do that.
is that I'm gonna take you through this. Of course I am. Taste your own medicine, Casey. I just want to know something simple from you. Is that your final answer?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Well,
yes, Mr. Reversed.
Well, Casey, your answer
yes. Yay!
You got the 4 points. So you got 8 points in total now.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong with the lighting. I don't know what it is. The electrical side of things here.
So the rest of the song is... We're not going to listen to the whole thing, but...
It's Bakamitai, the Ishin version.
It's Bakamitai, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I knew I had played this on the show at some point.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I thought that I could trick a little bit, like, you know, it's Bakamitai is in several different games. Would he be able to pinpoint this specific one? And you did.
If you had asked for the song, that would have been different. But yeah, the sound of it sounded Ishin.
Yeah, but we're in the easy part.
Oh, really? Nice to know.
So now let's move on to the hard part. You thought that was it? No. We have 2 easy questions, 2 hard questions, and 2 damn you limes.
Okay.
And then we have
I feel like you're enjoying this too much.
Music in between. Oh, sorry? You're enjoying it?
I feel like you're enjoying this too much.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, why would I enjoy this? Why would I enjoy making you taste your own medicine that you've put me through several times? There's really no reason for that.
Yeah. I wouldn't know.
So next question. So there was an E3 where Suzuki surprised everyone by launching a Kickstarter campaign for Shenmue 3. I want to know what year that was. And for the hard questions, you do not get options.
2015, Mr. Reversed.
2015.
Now I'm starting to doubt myself, but it is 2015 for sure, isn't it? 16? 15? It's 15. It's 2015. Yeah, for sure, 2015. Yeah. Oh my God. It really happens.
What makes you go back and forth between those different years?
Being put on the spot.
Okay.
So 2015.
Because, I mean, it could be
Not
2016. It could be.
It could. It could be, but it's not. It's 2015.
If it is, why would it be that?
What? What? No, it's 2015. Yeah. I'm gonna follow my own advice and just go with my gut.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I'm gonna say this.
Oh God.
Would you have said 2016? Then that would be wrong because it's 2015.
My God, the lighting. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
You got.
I knew this.
You got 12 points. That's absolutely amazing.
I don't know. I'm dreading what comes next.
You're dreading what comes next, but we haven't even got to Demu Lime yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm dreading. It's the Demu Lime category difficulty.
So, next question is store page description.
Okay.
I did not have any boxes that I could look on the back of. So I went through some descriptions for games. And I am going to read you the description for a game. And I want you to guess the game. And of course, as you have done, I've redacted some things.
Okay.
So the description is, The Redacted saga continues in Redacted with the return of a beloved sidekick and fan favorite villains. Following the events of Redacted, Redacted has returned to form an alliance with Redacted. To face this new evil, Redacted will have to call upon an old friend to help him save the day.
Oh wait, I think I know this. Can I listen to it again?
The Redacted saga...
The beginning?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. The Redacted saga continues in Redacted with the return of a beloved sidekick and fan favorite villains. Following the events of Redacted, Redacted has returned to form an alliance with Redacted to face the new evil. Redacted will have to call upon an old friend to help him save the day.
No, I don't know this. I thought I knew this, but I don't.
What came to your mind?
I think it's my first guess would be something Streets of Rage, but there are no sidekicks in Streets of Rage. There are no fan favorite villains.
Maybe all of them are sidekicks. The other ones that you're not playing.
Of each other.
Yeah.
Depending on the perspective. So, and my second guess was something Sonic, but the Saga. What Saga would it be? Fan favorite villain forms an alliance.
You're having a little issue with this one. Okay. Yeah. It's
I'm
good that I gave you a
thinking-
challenge at least.
Yeah, this is a challenge. This one is a challenge. I was thinking of Sonic Rivals 2, but I don't think it is. It's not. It's too like far-fetched to be. I don't know why I'm going with
that evil?
Sonic game.
Would I have been that evil to go that far-fetched?
You could have been. I'm not sure if it fits the description though. The return of a beloved sidekick, because I think it's in. I think in Sonic Rivals, the first one, Tails is not a playable character, but I think he is in 2. But I don't remember. I don't think it is. I don't think it's this.
So I'm gonna need an answer.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Sonic Rivals 2,
Sonic
even
Rivals
though I'm
2.
almost certain it's not. I can't think of a better answer.
Yeah. So, Sonic Rival 2.
Are the light bulbs gonna explode?
Locked in.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. That answer is
okay. Oh,
it
nothing
is.
happened to
Yeah.
mine.
I didn't have an effect for that. I didn't think about what I could have done with that. The answer is Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 2. Tails returns in Episode 2.
This is my reaction. For people listening in, this is my lack of expression is my reaction.
Tell me about
it.
it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, tell me
Yes, it
about
makes
the
sense, yes.
what that
Yeah.
expression
So,
meant.
Yeah, because it's Sonic 4. But okay, it's the better one of the Sonic 4s. Yes. So Eggman teams up with Metal Sonic, right? And Tails returns. Makes sense.
Let's actually go into that. I didn't actually get the full description, but let's go there. And if my Steam wants to start. Hello. There we go. I'm just going to go there and let's read what it actually says. Sonic 4. Do I have to type Sonic the Hedgehog 4? Oh, there we go. Yeah. So the Sonic 4 saga continues in episode 2. I redacted episode 2 for, it would be a little too easy.
Yeah. Makes sense.
With the return of a beloved sidekick and fan-favorite villains. Following the events of episode 1, Metal Sonic has returned to form an alliance with Dr. Eggman. To face this new evil, Sonic will have to call upon an old friend to help him save the day. And that new sidekick is Tails.
The Sonic the 4, or the Sonic the Hedgehog 4 saga. What? No. It's not a thing. Don't make it a thing.
But it's the Sonic 4 saga.
Yeah.
It's, as Viper just said, timeless.
Who could forget such a timeless saga, indeed?
Yeah, indeed. KC, disappointing.
Yes, I am very disappointed in myself, I have to say as well.
Next question.
If I have to lose points, Sonic 4 is a good
then
one
to
lose points on.
Next question is a music question. So same deal there. I'm going to play you the short beginning part and give you a chance to guess the game and then continue. So let's see how this goes.
Is this in Sonic Generations? I don't think so. So I'm going to go with Sonic Adventure 2.
That was a very quick answer.
Hurry to the unexplored land. It's Ravsik's favorite song.
Yeah. I see. So
it's White Jungle. Isn't it White Jungle? I think it is White Jungle.
So I'm going to give you a chance to reconsider and think about the question and think about the song.
Yeah. This isn't in Sonic Generations, so it's definitely Sonic Adventure 2.
Am I making you unsure now with what I'm saying?
No.
No. Not at all?
No, you can't play games with me.
Don't try to use my own powers against me. I'm immune.
I found you, faker.
So are you locking in Sonic Adventure 2? Is that what you said?
Yes, I am, Mr. Reversed, please.
Okay. So, your answer. You say it's White Jungle.
Isn't it? I think it is.
Yeah, the Shadow Stage.
The Shadow Stage.
Sonic Adventure 2. Yeah.
Adventure 2, yes.
Yeah. And that answer is... It's actually not Sonic Adventure 2.
It's Sonic Generations.
Let's keep listening to the song.
Oh, it's Forces, isn't it?
It is indeed Sonic Forces.
It's Forces. Yes, that was a good one.
That version of the song was in Sonic Forces. While you are absolutely correct that song was played in Sonic Adventure 2 in White Jungle, but this specific version of it is from Sonic Forces.
Again, if I'm going to lose points, Sonic Forces is in a bad place to do it in. Yeah, to be honest. Yeah.
SD also says, "Damn you, Sonic! Damn you, Sonic Forces!"
About the shadow episode of Sonic Forces. Yes, good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, I thought that I might be able to get you with, one of those songs. I had the options of having Chemical Plant Zone, which has also been in several games.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, cool. You still have 12 points, which is still absolutely amazing.
I'm really proud about that.
Yeah. Like, you have 12 points. We might as well just have some fun right now.
Let's do it.
So
I
let's
don't know
get
how many
over.
points I needed, but let's go.
Yeah. We didn't even. Let's say that you needed 12 points. That's what you needed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So let's go over to Damn You Lime.
Oh God.
Oh God, indeed. So the first question of Damn You Lime difficulty. Who was your guest in episode 204 in the Sega Lounge?
Oh wait, 204.
Oh, you're actually thinking about that?
Oh, a name came immediately into my head, but I don't know if it is. No, I don't think it is. That's not. I think it is. I'm gonna risk it for a biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a guest, right? It's not a roundtable episode. One
It's
of the
a
live
guest.
episodes. Okay.
It is.
So I
It
can call
is
a person
It is a person. Yes.
or a group of people who are being interviewed, not part of a discussion.
Indeed.
Like you wouldn't trick me into saying Lime reversed and Skill Jim and someone else.
No, I can tell you it's a person and it's one person.
Okay. I have a guess.
Mm-hmm.
And my guess is Shota Nakama. That's the first person the first name that popped into my brain.
Why?
I think it's one of the featured episodes, one of the highlighted episodes on the main page, on the homepage of the SegaLounge.com. So sometimes I access the website and I probably see it. I think 204 is a number that I've seen a lot. So
204 is a number you've seen a lot. Yeah. Okay. So are you willing to lock that answer in?
yes, because I don't have any other better answers to give you. So yeah.
Okay. So 204. How about we have you go to the Sega Lounge page, go to episodes, and scroll to number 204 and see who the guest is.
Okay. I'm doing it now. I've seen it's not. 203 is Shota Nakama.
And 204
is... I was off by one. 204 is... that... I mean, technically, this is not a...
It's still a guest. It's still a guest. For those of you who don't know, the guest in 204 is Casey himself.
Damn you, Lime!
And you also, in that episode, you frame it like that. You frame yourself as a guest. That's how you yourself frame it as. So...
DYL.
What does that stand for?
Damn you, Lime.
Oh. Okay, cool.
Resident SD said it in chat, so that's why I'm not that clever.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. So the last question on Damn You Lime difficulty is that I am going to read you the lyrics of a song.
Okay.
And I want you to guess what song that is. The twist, of course it's going to be a twist, is that the lyrics are based on my bad translation of the lyrics into Swedish. Do you think...
I like that.
I think that you could get this one, because there are loads more things than words that one could go by. I might read you it twice, and I might do things to try to throw you off the track, but we'll see. So the lyrics of the song are: När du har svårt att svälja din skräck och smärta, när du kan bara följa, är du tillbaka där du börjar leva och lär. Håller hårt i morgondagen, lev och lär. Med allt som vi lärt oss, lev och lär. Har du inte is i magen, lev och lär.
Can I guess?
Of course.
Even it doesn't
What?
count.
This,
but can I
this is a
guess?
quiz. You are meant to guess.
No. But I'm not supposed to. You're supposed to give me the translated lyrics, right?
Oh.
Oh no. Oh no. It's just this. Oh,
It's
I thought
just
you were,
this. This is what you're guessing from.
A long time ago, I did something similar, which was I translated it into another language through Google Translate, and then translated it back to English.
Yeah, that's not what we're doing here.
Which changes everything.
Yeah.
But okay. Oh, okay. So this is really debut live. I think it's Live and Learn.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And actually, I thought it was Live and Learn before the ending, which sounded like Live and Learn. I thought it was Live and Learn because you kind of repeated the first few words like 2 times, I think. But I okay. Can I hear it again?
Of course. Let me read it in a way that I'm not trying to throw you off as much. But it's still
properly like sell it like
it's still gonna be in Swedish. But
Sure.
yeah. När du har svårt att svälja din skräck och smärta. När du kan bara följa är det tillbaka där du börjar. Lev och lär. Håller hårt i morgondagen. Lev och lär med allt som vi redan lärt oss. Lev och lär. Har du inte is i magen? Lev och lär. Lär du aldrig hitta hem.
Okay, so now that you've read it again, I'm assuming it's Live and Learn again because of that last part, which says like live and learn maybe 4 times. Kind of trying to think if there's...
So are you just going by like repeating?
Yeah, live and learn. That was my strategy for this, trying to see if you would repeat something and try to think of yeah, I would say live and learn. I have another guess, but I don't think you would go that far.
What's the other guess?
I will tell you later.
Okay. Interesting. So are you locking in?
And if it is, I'm just like, I'll kick myself. But no,
Okay.
because I don't even know what that other guess, what the words are.
Okay.
I don't think you'd go there. Yeah, okay.
So you're
I'm going with live and learn.
Okay, so you're
from
locking
Sonic
in
Adventure 2.
Living learn. You're locking in your last answer for Damn You Lime difficulty.
Yes, and I'm ready to say damn you lime if that's the case.
So, let me sing you the melody with the Swedish lyrics.
Okay.
So the song would go. När du har svårt att svälja din skräck och smärta. När du kan bara följa är du tillbaka där du börjar. Lev och lär, håller hårt i morgondagen. Lev och lär med allt som vi redan lärt oss. Lev och lär, har du inte is i magen. Lär du aldrig hitta hem.
Yeah, that's it.
Indeed. So, your answer was correct.
Oh my god.
Absolutely amazing.
Okay.
You got an answer on Damn You Lime difficulty. That gives you 6 points, which takes you up to 18 points in
I'm
total.
so proud of myself.
I do not have any seals.
It's okay. I have plenty.
Unfortunately, I did not go. I did not go that far, but I'm very proud of you that you got to get a correct answer on Damn You Lime difficulty. Heck yeah.
The gift was this entire thing, which I was not expecting at all. It was a really amazing surprise. So thank you very much for putting this together.
I'm very happy to hear that. I'm very happy to hear that. So there is one question remaining. Have you heard of the concept of blast processing?
Oh no, please do enlighten me. No, please don't. Please don't.
So, of course, I'm going to ask you, if you could add blast processing to something, what would it be?
Yeah, I never thought about that. Honestly, never thought about that.
You've asked so many other people that, and you've not thought of it yourself?
I have a good answer for that.
Oh, yeah,
I have a good answer for that. Because I've started to notice these past few weeks that it's hard for people to give me like an original answer. And it's getting harder and harder. And so everyone's like saying the same thing, like generic thing of, oh, my brain, oh, my project. So I think I would add blast processing to the last question that I ask on the SEGA Lounge. Because I'm feeling like it's time to change things up a little bit after 10 years.
Interesting.
And come up with something different, because it's starting to get harder to get like an original answer.
Yeah.
So if I could add blast processing to anything in the world, it would be the last question that I ask on the SEGA Lounge podcast.
Wow. I did not expect that answer.
Good.
I definitely did not. But of course I had to ask you that. I mean, that's one of the staple questions,
It's tradition.
Right? Up until now. Yeah,
it's tradition. Yeah.
So yeah.
And now I have to come up with a new one, right? Now that I said
Now
this,
that you said that, yeah. I mean, take your time. Like, if you decide to keep it, then keep it. You know, who cares?
Yeah. This was the real challenge. In the end, this was the real challenge, coming up with a new question.
Yeah.
Damn you, Lime.
Indeed. So there is one thing that I want to end the show with, because we're missing something. We're missing a lot of people, aren't we? There are many people that still want to congratulate you.
Suzuki.
Told you, it's not going to be Suzuki. It would be amazing, but it's not going to be.
Don't kill my dreams.
But it's not going to be Suzuki this time, at least.
Segata Sanshiro. No, I don't
But
know.
you have touched the hearts of a whole community and the people that you have worked with. And so there are many people who has something to say.
Hello, Casey. Nicolas Amaniso. I want you to know that the SEGA Lounge is awesome. Wow, that's great. This is a song I wrote while thinking of you. It probably doesn't sound like anything Opus Science Collective has ever made for the show, but it gives a different flavor. It's like you're staring deep into my soul with a smile as you challenge us all into oblivion.
I like this.
Yeah, indeed. I do too.
Olá, KC. Olha, daqui é o Duang. O Duang. Parabéns pelos 10 anos da SEGA Lounge. Espera aí, estou-me aqui a dar uma nota. Okay. Really? Fine. Okay. Guess I have to switch to English now. Anyway, hi KC, it's Duang. Congratulations on 10 years of SEGA Lounge. I can't think of any words to describe what these 10 years have been for your show that are not involved into one thing. But I can resume it in one thing. So let me start by saying that I can tell that you're having fun with the show, and your guests are also having fun talking about their projects, talking about
their experience of Sega throughout their lives and how it makes them feel fun and grateful for. And the word that I'm thinking already is feeling proud, because you've created a platform where everybody feels welcome talking about Sega. And I couldn't be prouder to see what you've achieved and noticing that you're also happy doing it. And I hope you can continue for the next 10 years, because you've created a great show, and I hope it continues on. So from my perspective, from my point, I would say thank you, and continue trucking on. Congratulations once again.
Hey Casey!
Skyblaze,
And Grateful here.
congrats on over 200 episodes and 10 years of the SEGA Lounge.
We, along with all your avid listeners, cannot wait to hear what you and the SEGA Lounge bring us over the next 10 years.
Hey Casey, this is just some Andy here, wanting to wish you a very happy 10th anniversary of the SEGA Lounge, which is a really amazing milestone to reach. Here's to another 10 more for you, good sir. Wishing you all the best, hope you're keeping well, much love. Keep kicking butt in the Sega community.
Casey! Congrats on 10 years of the SEGA Lounge. Congrats to one of the most capable, most hardworking, and one of the overall best people I've ever met. Thank you so much for everything throughout these years. Keep being yourself and keep being a great influence on many others. You definitely deserve a lot more recognition than you've got. Fingers crossed that day is gonna come someday. E venham mais 10!
Hey there! Resident SD here, host of shows such as Long Play and Late and Live, and the admin of TerraPlayer, the service that continues to refuse to pay for its advertising on the Sega Lounge. I just want to say congratulations on an amazing 10 years of the show, where you've not just brought together developers and different kinds of artists involving all sorts of games, both old and new, but also my favourite part, introducing me to a whole host of amazing communities that love Sega and its games. Every episode of the Sega Lounge is always entertaining, engaging, and hella nostalgic. It's been an amazing 10 years, and even though you're definitely going soft on your guests in the Sega Lounge Challenge these days, I can't wait for everything that's to come in the future from one of the best Sega podcasts in English, hosted by a Portuguese guy called KC. Seriously though, many congratulations on this amazing milestone, and I can't wait to hear what's to come going forward from one of the best in the game. Thanks, KC.
Hey KC, for those that don't know me, I'm 20 and I run social media for Radio Sega, the very station of which the Sega Lounge got its start in. I remember way back 10 years ago when TSL was just a wee conversational show on Radio Sega. Since then, KC has welcomed onto his show a smorgasbord of great people, from official works to straight out of the community, and each and every interview that Casey was lucky to snag, it just made me appreciate Sega just a little bit more. I'm just appreciative of the work that Casey has done for the past 10 years, bolstering the Sega Lounge to one of the best Sega related podcasts you can ever listen to. And what is to say but thanks, Casey. Thank you for making what to me is a cornerstone of the Sega community. Thank you so much, Casey, for allowing me to be part of this great endeavor that you've been doing for 10 years strong, and here's hoping that you can continue that greatness for another 10 years. Thank you, KC, for being one of the hardest working people that I know around the scene, and keep at it, doing what you do, and yeah, bless up, man, bless up, take care.
Happy 10 years of the Sega Lounge, KC. Here's to 10 more, and thank you so much for all of the great episodes along the way, as well as the many friends you've encountered, and, well, all of the Radio Sega memories you made along the way. Once more, here's to 10 more.
Happy anniversary.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, the music and everything. You lie. I got through it though. This was quite emotional. Well played.
I'm happy to hear that.
Can I give a special shout out to Twitty?
Yeah.
Like people were saying here in the Twitch chat, but it's not every day that we get to listen to Twitty, to hear his voice. So thank you very much, Twitty, for doing this. And one of the hardest working people I know as well in the Radio Sega community. So big shout out. And to everyone, thank you very much for taking the time to record these messages. They mean a lot.
Awesome.
Also listen to the Sega Lounge on Terra Player.
Oh, yeah.
#ad.
#ad. Yeah. So we are at the end of the show. How does it feel?
Like an emotional roller coaster, to be honest. I started yesterday when I saw Radio Sega advertising this show on Radio Sega. I thought to myself, this feels weird. But I wasn't expecting any of this. So well done putting this together. Thank you very much, Live, for taking the time.
It was my absolute pleasure to do this.
This was an amazing idea, and I hope this continues. I hope I'm just the first guest on a long list of people to come on this show, because this was a very good idea.
That would be absolutely amazing if I did have the time to do that. I am like
every now and then. A
Yeah.
special show like this, celebrating people. That was amazing. This was really nice. Really well put together, really well researched.
I absolutely loved doing it. So yeah. Right now I'm considering it like a one-time thing, but who knows?
It would be a shame to waste this on just me.
Don't say that.
Need more people to come on the show.
Don't say that. It's definitely
but thank
not
you,
a
but thank you,
waste.
definitely from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much for taking the time and putting all this effort into this. Really appreciate it.
And from the bottom of my heart, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure to be invited to talk about things with you and other people. It's been absolutely amazing. So thank you for that. And with that, let's end the show.
Awesome.
Bye, community. I hope that you liked the episode. I had so much fun doing it, and I absolutely loved seeing Casey's reactions to all this. So, yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.